Hello. Okay, today I'm going to react to the kit reveals or the kit reveal for the new ID, which is my goat here. That's a lot of skills. I will 3 pager. Oh my god. Okay. Wow, I don't even know where to start here. Okay. Okay, I think I'll start with this one. That's a lot of reading. Oh my god. Okay. I'm glad she at least has a lot of depth. Let's see. So, is it a typical Book of Vengeance? Uh, okay, so the middle nurse, Father Otis, and Ishmael heal SP on hit. On hit using a skill concept space. Otis gains additional stack of the middle grudge. On hit using skill. Okay, so they both ramp up faster when this is applied to the enemy. Expires at turn end. Makes sense. Target has vengeance mark, deal more damage. This probably stacks up to like 30 or something, like Ishmael. Uh, Vengeance Tattoo, gain final power for base skills for every stack. Envy skills and blunt skills deal more damage. Who would have guessed? Check this out, kiddo. I got praise. So these are gonna, if they're both put out together, then they're both gonna get this. So, reduced when this unit is hit by X skills. At X plus stack, base skills gain final power. Blunt skills deal more damage for every stack. So, the more she gets hit, the less she has this, right? So she'll start with a lot of it, then lose less and less. Now, she probably gains more via something, but yeah, so max stack, get hit repeatedly, lose it, gain it somehow. Reduce when hit by skills, gain final power, blunt skills do more damage. Same thing, basically. Ridiculous grit. Here's the one. Here's the here's the funny thing. Fix any attack type resistance that exceed normal to normal. Great, that's great. Take minus X plus the middle vengeance tattoo great sister, stack X Y% damage from skills. Dude, she's gonna become a tank. So that's like the mirror dungeon version. On Clash Win, heal an additional SP. It's this unit lost SP this turn to a skill effects, deal more damage next turn using base skills. Okay, so turn in loose stack. Ooh, that's not great, but we'll see. We'll see if she can regain it or if it's just once. Uh, these are all the phases, so I'll skip this real quick. Avenging my family. Envy base skills deal more damage. Base skills gain final power. Makes sense. Rising fervor. Lose stack when meeting one of the following conditions. Using the Stamp of Vengeance skill, including activation via counter, at turn end after activating X Envy Resonance. So you'll lose stack when playing the game, basically. At X stack, use the Time to Unpack skill. So this is like reverse charge. It's like the ring, right? So it's the ring Honglu thing, right? So it's a timer, so you'll lose stack. Well, okay, the thing is, rings will gradually go down, right? This one has to go down after you play the game properly. And then you'll use time to unpack, which probably goes to the next seal removed, right? So, let's see these. Gain haste. Turn in, gain haste. So, I'm assuming you keep whatever thing is on it, right? So I'm assuming this is going to be every turn, right? Is what I'm going to assume until I look at the kit. So turn in, gain haste, next turn. Gain haste, gain haste. So it's gonna progressively you gain more haste, and it looks like this one you don't. Blunt base skills deal more damage for every bleed. On final coin hit using base skills, target has X plus bleed, deal Y% of the coin's final damage as blunt damage. That's gonna hurt. Blunt base skills deal more damage for every burn X bleed. I mean, burn plus bleed for every burn, yeah, whatever. So it starts with just bleed. You unseal the sword, so it starts applying burn. So burn plus bleed. On final coin using burn plus bleed. So easy, amazing damage bonus, because burn's not going to be hard to keep up. You probably deal more, probably deal more. Oh, it goes from blunt to slash. Notice it. So blunt, blunt. Second seal turns into a slash weapon. Leviathan's probably going to be slash. Yeah. So, envy skills and blunt skills. Do you... Okay, I'll have to look at it. Give me a sec. But yeah, that does bonus... Okay, maybe this is just... I'll read what the skills actually do, but this is an interesting thing right here. I'm assuming the skills are just going to be blunt, and maybe this is an extra slash damage in there, which would be cool. Because if it turns into slash, a lot of this kit doesn't make sense, you know? So... Gonna keep going. Inflict burn on all units on the field. That's crazy. So the thing in the video actually is true. How everyone was on fire. Replace this unit's base skills with the Leviathan exclusive skills corresponding to each skill's rank. Blunt base skills deal more damage for every bling on target, and final coin hit using as Pierce. Okay, so you'll do bonus slash, bonus pierce, base blunt skills. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I'm gonna open that new tab. I'm gonna open this one in a new tab. And we're gonna open this one in a new tab. Because I'm gonna need to read. That was the wrong thing. Open image in new tab. There we go. Sorry, I'm smart. I'm very smart. I should have had this ready beforehand. Alright, this one. Here we go. Yeah, see, that's gonna be impossible to read like this. How many passives is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 passives. 6 passives. This unit is considered as an identity that inflicts burn and bleed. Great for Mirror Dungeon. This unit is sort of first seal removed. Our second seal removes... Oh, okay. It's one sentence. So, initially, it's just a bleed ID. And then it turns into a burn bleed ID. Skills that inflict bleed are considered skills that inflict both burn and bleed. That makes sense. Upon entering the encounter for the first time, gain sealed sword. Yep, so you just gain haste every turn. When each seal is removed from the sword, gain rising fervor corresponding to the unsealing stage. When the following conditions are met, lose rising fervor. That's actually really nice that it mentions it here instead of it being just in the thing, the status effect, so... This is also good, good scaling here, so... Yep, as an unopposed attack at skill int. At X Rising Fervor second, if this unit failed to use time to unpack in that turn, use time to unpack at the next turn. When this unit has sealed sword at less than X% HP, use time to unpack regardless of Rising Fervor. And then at this amount of HP, gain Ridiculous Grit. I think that's a one-time use then. When staggered for the first time, recover from stagger, gain Grudge. So yeah, just immune to stagger IDs. Amazing. At enough Grudge, replace a base skill on the unit's dashboard with Stamp of Vengeance. So, Stamp of Vengeance, I'm assuming is skill 3. When using skill 3, you lose more of that stat. With Stamp of Vengeance or Complete and Total Extermination, which is probably enhanced skill 3. Applies only on the skill, the leftmost slot, yep. Standard stuff. The House of Spiders, the Apprentice Ishmael's on the passive alongside this unit, activate the following conditions. On Clash Win, gain the bonus. If it's the first skill, gain additional bonus. On hit using a skill, gain more of the status effect. It's not gained from using correct coins. Okay, so that's actually funny. You'll gain the status effect from counters regardless. This is the Ishmael version, so when to clash, gain it. First a turn, gain additional. This is the same thing. If you use the counter, you gain additional. Yep, okay. So actually losing it doesn't really matter too much, because you'll just gain it right back. That is parenting. Sealed Sword, Sakai. And if the encounter begins while this unit is already defeated, or if this unit is defeated during the counter, Blade of the House of Spiders Ryoshu gains the following effects. Gain Entanglement, take less damage. When hit, gain offense level up. Okay, I don't like that passive name. Thanks, kiddo. When this unit has a Leviathan... yeah, I already know what's coming. When an ally that has less than X% HP loses a clash against an enemy, use Good Girl. Your sacrifice for the family won't be forgotten. Skill that targets the said enemy as the main target and the said ally as the sub-target. So this just... so if an enemy has not a lot of HP, this will just go regardless. The House of Spiders, the middle Princess Ishmael, has a Y% HP conditional instead of X. So she just gets destroyed, like, immediately. Or probably at low HP conditional. If this skill killed an ally in the middle, gain envy damage up next turn. If this skill killed the House of Spiders, the middle Princess Ishmael, gain avenging my family next turn instead. She actually cares. Which I think is very... it's very nice contrast from Matthias. Because there's a very... you can tell here that she doesn't... avenging my family and thanks, kiddo. I think both of those just show that she does actually care about Ishmael. Not in a great way, you know, she's still based after Matthias, and, you know, we'll probably figure it out that she, you know, she's still a terrible person, because everyone in that nurse father world sucks a ton. But, it looks like she does at least care enough, you know? She still betrayed her, you know, typical Outis betrayal stuff, right? But she does care, I think. That's what I'm hoping for. I actually want to see her Uptie story when that comes out. Book of Vengeance, the House of Spiders Special Clause. Apply Vengeance Mark on X enemies that dealt the most skill damage to an ally. Apply... so, that's turn end... wait. Okay, apply Vengeance Mark. Apply Book of Vengeance on X enemies. Combat start, gain Middle Grudge for every Envy res, so this is just like Ricardo. Following conditions are met during the combat phase, gain Middle Grudge. Hit by another unit when this is hit by another unit. So, she basically gains double. It's crazy. Okay, so... that's also crazy. Yeah, you gain a ton of it. Oh my god. When this unit gains the Middle Grudge, if the target has Vengeance marked, gain additional... dude. Gain Middle Grudge for free X and V resonance. Gain Middle Grudge by getting hit. Gain Middle Grudge from Ishmael getting hit. Which this is like a 1, so if her or Ishmael gets hit, gain Middle Grudge. And then if anyone else gets hit, gain Middle Grudge. So that is 1, 2, 3 sources of Middle Grudge, plus the Envy res. And then gain Vengeance Tattoo Great Sister every time this unit consumes X Middle Grudge. This is just charge. This is just a charge unit. Awesome. Oh, wait, okay, this is the actual passive. Okay. So, all of this doesn't just happen for free. This, you need to get to a sufficient, X, envy. Effect only applies to the spice and short. When this unit hit by another use, gain the Middle Grudge. And so that also boosts Ishmael ramping as well. Okay, this was actually pretty easy to understand without the skills. So now we have the skills. Skill 3, 4. Oh my god. Okay, skill 1, skill 2, skill 3. Skill 1, 2, skill 2, 2, skill 3, 2, skill 3, 3, skill 3, 4. That's crazy. Okay. So let's start with the counter, because it's the middle. On X MV Resonance, you use Stamp of Vengeance or Complete and Total Extermination as counter. Gain Shield, Inflict Bleed. I'm just gonna look through, okay. Leviathan exclusive, Leviathan exclusive, Leviathan exclusive, Leviathan exclusive. Okay, we're gonna go through the regular ones. So Complete and Total Extermination is the enhanced skill 3. I got it. So that's why it says it like this and not Stamp of Vengeance. You know, whatever, right? So let's go through the normal kit. So you could probably use skill 3 like every turn. Skill 3 at XN gain coin power. If you have Leviathan, instead use skill 3-3. This gains offensive resonance, final power due to that. Convert the skill's coins to how many of the tattoos she has. Beginning with coin 3. First seal, second seal removed. Inflict a burn by the amount of bleed. Consume the middle grudge on self. So yeah, charge. Literally charge. It's a skill that activates as a counter skill, gain blunt damage up, bleed, bleed count, bleed count. Crazy. Crazy start already. So the same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. Aggro, bleed, bind next turn. I saw a post that was like how Matthias inflicts bind same turn, which is incredibly funny. But I guess this fixes that, so it's bind next turn. Bleed bind next turn, bleed paralyze next turn, bleed. If has tattoo, do the blunt nuke. Okay? Stomping. Use I'll gut you like a fish, which this obviously turns into envy. So she's complete envy if you ignored this, right? Which you can basically ignore that because you'll get to Leviathan and you won't have to worry about the skill anymore. Now you'll probably be doing counters every turn, but still. Middle Vengeance Tattoo, convert coin 2 into an Unbreakable. So this isn't all of the Unbreakables like this one, right? Yeah, this and this turn them all Unbreakable. This one only does coin 2. Heal SP, bleed count, stagger, bleed, inflict bind. Okay, not too bad. Not too shabby for a base kit. We'll go to Time to Unpack, which, you know, that's the automatic unopposed skill, so cannot be reused. That's an interesting one. Cannot be reused. If has that, deal slash nuke, remove a seal from the sword, burn, bleed, raise stagger, envy, fragility. Oh, that's an evil skill. Okay, this one, okay, I'll go through the base kit first. So, we'll do the skill 3, because this is bound to, like, you're basically gonna do this every turn. So, after you get through enough of the sword, you just activate this and get to this, which is this every turn. So, final power, more damage. Use this skill gains offense level equal to highest resonance. Gain coin power. Inflict bleed potency on coin hit. So this all increases bleed potency. Gain burn equal to the number of coins in this skill. Okay, so that'd be 5 burn. This skill is activated as a counter skill, gain blunt damage up next turn. Inflict burn count, inflict bleed, slash nuke. Inflict bleed, slash nuke. Deal pierce damage. So pierce nuke, blunt nuke. Crazy. Let me also look at these. So these are all blunt. These are all blunt skills. Okay. So you deal blunt skill, like skill damage, but you have slash nukes or pierce nukes, which is pretty awesome, honestly. I think that's a really cool way to implement the it being like blunt skills to work with the middle being a blunt faction while she has a sword, you know? So it makes a little bit more sense. And it also makes it more versatile, right? Because if an enemy is just like, if you want to bring the middle against an enemy that is resistant to blunt, Outis is going to solve some of those problems, right? So that's cool. 5 burn every turn is going to hurt a lot, is what I am afraid of, right? Well, is there any way she stacks, like, count on herself? Because otherwise I think... I mean, the 5 burn's gonna be, like, alright, but, like... It might not be that big of a deal. If, like, you don't build count, you know? So... I would have to check... Oh, I'll have to see what happens when she comes out, but I don't see anything talking about count, so... Then the skills. I like how all of these other skills, you know, normal art on it. The Leviathan here is purple, right? And then in this one, the Leviathan is orange. I think that's really cool. So, target fixed. External effects cannot trigger this skill to be reused, and the skill does not trigger defense skills. Gain final power. Gain final power and deal more damage for every vengeance tattoo on self. If the House of Spiders and Metal Apprentice Ishmaels among targets, deal more damage. Consume all grudge and gain... Okay, so you'll consume all the ones you already have, and then gain more of it. So it's like a refund almost. If a target... Well, it's not a complete refund, but you get it. If a targeted ally is killed, gain more grudge. If target's blunt resist is below normal, treat it as normal. Inflict a burn and burn count. Inflict a bleed and bleed count. Deal blunt damage equal to X% of this coin's final damage. So this is gonna kill most of the time. Yikes. Well, that is a crazy kit. Oh my god. So you kind of just want to... I think there's an interesting thing here where you don't want to bust out the sword too early. Now, if you have a healing ego and everything, it's probably fine, right? But, like, when you unpack the sword, right, you just give burn to everyone. Like, you just burn everyone to death. Inflict burn on all units on the field. It doesn't say how much burn, but it will gradually drain everyone's health, right? The longer the fight goes on. So she's gonna be a DPS powerhouse, but she will make everyone take damage for no reason. And this could be bad on characters that you'd bring Ricardo because burn might stagger someone. It very easily could stagger someone. This probably won't be too much burn. It's probably gonna be like Rien's burn. That's like nothing. But still, you know, this is on everybody. So that's gonna add up to like, you know, if this is anything more than 1, right? Like let's say it's 5, right? 5 burn on everyone. And that's gonna be, you know, 35 damage on, for example, 7 units. Well, it's gonna be 35 damage in total. Every turn. Now, this is probably gonna be a low amount. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be like 3 or something, you know? Like, or maybe, let's just hope this is 1. It's just, if you put the burn stack on someone, which could be bad in like burn battles, but this is probably not gonna do anything. If it's any more than 5, I would be shocked. Um, but yeah, so you inflict burn on all units. There's nothing about burn count, though. You inflict burn on all units, and then this one puts burn on you. Gain burn equal to number of coins in the skill. So it's probably going to be a count of 1. So you inflict a burn to everybody, including yourself. Burn to everyone, including enemies. So this isn't like a total negative, right? Burn on everyone, including allies and yourself. And then self-burn equal to number of coins, which is going to be 5. Pretty much always, right? And there's no way to gain more coins, I don't think. It says gain burn equals to the number of coins in the skill, but it doesn't say anything about the unbreakables, right? This is all unbreakables, so 5 coins. And there's no reuse or anything. So I'm assuming it's just going to be 5. The only way this like changes is like I'm just reading the skin to make sure. Yeah, I don't see anything that says uh yeah, it says gain burn equal to the number of coins. I I don't see how the coin amount would change. This is all unbreakable. If something were to turn off unbreakables, then this would matter, right? But most things don't do that ever. I feel like that's such weird wording, right? Oh, also, this is crazy. Gain missing HP as shield. You do that, burn doesn't matter. Burn's not gonna matter against like 30 shield. Oh, I took 7 chip damage in my 30 shield. If you do this every turn, you'll be fine. I mean, okay, once the enemy will probably go through your shield a little bit, but like, this is going to make the burn stuff irrelevant. The people the burn's going to affect really is all of the characters who don't gain shield on counter, which is going to be the early middle units, which no one's like, no one's gonna be using Mersault. Like, if Mersault dies, no one cares. Dawn is good, but she doesn't have any shield, which newer middle units do. So those are the unfortunate things, is she will chip the old middle units down a little bit, but almost everyone else is going to be fine due to every modern middle unit gaining HP as shield. So this just seems really good, actually. I don't think there's any reason you wouldn't want to break this out immediately. Like, oh no, everyone's taking a small amount of burn every turn. Unfortunate, I get a 5 coin nuke every turn. Like, the thing about Ricardo is you would just get skill 3 every turn, and the skill 3 was good, right? But it wasn't, like, amazing. I mean, it was pretty damn good, but, like, to get the really, really good skill, you needed to build your charge, quote unquote, up. And then you would get complete and total extermination. Rah! And, the music would start playing, right? So, the fact is, when you build up Outis enough to be able to unlock Leviathan, she gets this skill every turn. Now, I don't think it says it here, because it might just be missing, but it's not saying there's a limit. I'm assuming the limit's going to be 2, like every other unit. Now, it could be 1, right? Because it would be crazy. Like, okay, you use it twice a turn, you gain 10 burn every turn. Yikes, right? And you only gain 1 shield thing per turn, so it's gonna be like, ow, 10 burn, that sucks. And you hit me twice. That also sucks. I just hit you with 10 red coins of 1,000,000 damage. Now, the sad thing is this consumes all Middle Grudge, but you don't need Middle Grudge for, this to be a pretty strong skill, because this gains power from the Vengeance Tattoo instead, which Vengeance Tattoo is just count. Okay, let's think of this as a regular charge. This is a charge unit, okay? So Middle Vengeance is potency. Middle Grudge is count. You spend enough count, you gain a Middle Vengeance Tattoo. This is literally just charge revamped. This is a charge. This is a charge unit. Except the problem with the charge units is they ramp up and they go, oh, I'm weak. I don't have my charge. I need to build up my charge again. This focuses on potency instead. So you gain enough potency, you will keep the buffs for this to be a really strong skill, right? The Middle Grudge here, this is not like Middle Grudge is nice, right? Like, oh, I deal more damage. But you have a million other things that increase damage, so the little bit of damage you get from this does not matter to ramp up. Like, maybe the first time you use it, you'll have, like, max grudge, or you won't have max grudge, but you'll have a significant amount of it, right? You'll be like, you'll use all of it on the enhanced skill 3 here, and you'll be at 0. Cool. Now, if this was any other type of unit, you'd want to build that back up. You'd be like, all right, I'll go skill 2, skill 3. Oh, I'm getting my grudge up. But you can just skill 3 every turn. And the skill 3 becomes this. Sorry, I just realized the skill 2/2 is a 5 coin. What? I kind of forgot about that. So, I mean, this is probably still, you probably still want to skill. Alright, this is crazy. This is crazy stuff here. Skill 1, you almost... Oh, gain burn. Okay, wait, this is all gain burn. Okay, that's why. That's why. Sorry, I'm dumb. Sorry. Okay, so... Oh, okay, I think I missed a little something. Attack and lose SP, attack and lose SP, attack and lose SP, and all of these had before attack gain burn equal the number of coins. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Sorry, I missed that. So... That makes a lot more sense, actually. So doing this might not be the greatest idea because of the SP loss. Okay. I got it. So this probably uses a ton of SP. This probably uses, I mean, a moderate amount. Not too much, but not too little, And you probably are going to be SP positive after the clash. This is not going to do a lot at all. And will be a specifically SP positive, is what I'm going to imagine. Right? But this would use enough where you might consider... Oh, yeah, these are attack ends. Okay. I don't know. If it was before attack, it would make a little bit more sense, but this is attack end, so... I mean, obviously, the reason it's not before attack is because it would say dominating, and then you lose enough SP where you might lose a coin and it's not dominating anymore, but, like... This will probably, like, this is, like, -5, this is -10, this is -15. Probably, maybe more than 15, but, like... -5, -10, it's like, oh, that sucks. Like, okay. I still think you would do this mostly every turn. Like, you still would be like, maybe I don't do it this turn because I want to lose 15 extra SP, right? But still, this is like a pretty good Duke. Okay. The only reason you don't defense every turn... This is great, actually, I think. You lose out on damage because of rolling tails. So she's going to be a tails... She will hit tails a lot more often than other IDs due to losing all of your SP. Okay, that's cool, actually. I think it's a really good way to balance this. Now, it's probably not going to matter that much the only way this matters a ton is if she's double slotted, which I was gonna double slot her because I think that would be a great idea. Uh, I think this will just have to you would have to play it out and see because let me see the SP gain skills because I know there's SP gain a lot. Let me see. So okay, I want to check this real quick because I wanted to see if all of that conjecture is useless, and it seems like it is because heal SP on hit, right? So everything I just said, I mean, it still matters on like the first coin or something, or no? Yeah, that's just not gonna matter that much. It really isn't. Like, okay, let's go through this. So attack and lose SP. So 45 SP, you hit 5 of these. Ouch, that hurt a lot, right? You you double slotted, so you do this again. Let's say okay, so there's two scenarios. You double slot and like use one counter, one skill, 3. The counter goes off. Let's be honest, the counter's not gonna go off first because she's gonna use this one. So it's just I feel like that you're not gonna lose too much like SP overall because she's got the gain SP from that. Oh, there is so much here. I there's so much to look at. Okay, I don't think there's anything there, but yeah, gain SP on hit, gain SP on hit. Uh, well, that's two different ones, right? So against units that has this effect, both of them gain heal SP on hit using a skill, and then yeah, they just gain crit. So basically, heal SP on that one. Nothing else here, I don't think, has SP, but this one invalidates the downside a lot. It's still probably going to be a significant downside, right? Don't get me wrong, but like, still, it's kind of not as impactful as I thought it was going to be. I see very little reason to just let me go back. So you go through the seals as fast as you can by using skill 3. Oh, okay. So you can't like spring it forward or via the counter. So that's a good balance thing. But at turn in after activating X and V resonance. So you'll want to try and get this every turn, right? If I'm assuming it's going via 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Then that would be +1, +2, +3, +4. So that would take 10 turns to get Leviathan. Right. Hypothetically. Oh, actually, wait, at X stack. So you probably. Okay, you probably start with like. Hmm. You probably start with 1, and then okay. You probably start with 2. No. I'm sorry. You just have to. Okay. That's what I'm assuming. This is going to take 10 turns to get out. With just the uh envy part of it, right? So double slotting would mean you get the double amount of skill 3s. So that could speed up the effect a lot. So instead of taking 10 turns, you could probably take less turns, obviously, right? So you'll just want to bring it down via both of these. And you also might want to save a skill 3 for the later turn if you're going to reach X stack. Like, okay, what happens if you get to X stack? Okay, so you get X stack after using Stamp of Vengeance, and then at turn in after activating X plus enemy resonance, it goes down an additional time. So I'm going to say this probably, I want to see how they do that, but less than 10 turns basically is the thing for this. You're gonna get NV res every turn pretty much because that's how the middle works. So at less than that, you get this in less than 10 turns, which that's probably a very fair threshold for Leviathan. Now, if you can get the skill 3s off, it's gonna be like 7 turns. I don't think you can get this any faster than 6 turns, really. Like if you get lucky, maybe, right? But otherwise I don't see it happening. The rest of this stuff is just here for show, right? The main thing here is Leviathan. Leviathan counter into nuke that kills everyone, right? Now, that's crazy, crazy work. And then this also just happens, you know, if yeah, someone loses a clash, they get executed. So this is going to increase your vengeance tattoo by, eating a bunch of your grudge and giving you a bunch more grudge. And then, you know, increase burn bleed count. This is a bonus skill that just happens. Because, if someone loses, they deserve to die. Yes. And then gut stab is a crazy skill too here. Oh, and this also gains aggro. This is a kit. This is a kit, alright. Also, you still might want to skill 1 sometimes, because bleed and paralyze next turn, so. Man. That was a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot to take in. This is a very crazy kit, and somehow has more skills than Rian. That's skill 3-4. Have we seen a skill 3-4 before? Like, that's just I never thought I would be seeing a skill 3-4. Also, this is considered a skill 3-3. And this is free. This is free every time you. This is a free skill that you get every time you unseal. Now, you're only gonna get that, you're gonna get it once, get it twice, get it thrice. You're gonna get that skill 3 times, right? But that's still crazy. And it also does envy fragility. Hey, this is, it's crazy. It's crazy here. So, this, the thing is, this ID, okay, so, this ID will get its 1 skill per turn. No, like, not a lot of bunch of bonus skills, right? 1 skill per turn. Once you lose enough of the thing, you get time to unpack, and that will, be a free, you get a free 2 skills 3 times, right? Because you'll get this effect 3 times, which is crazy. And then the next turn, so hypothetically you get this, right? And then you can pop complete and total extermination. And you could pop this one. And you could hypothetically pop this and this multiple times, which this won't happen too often, but if, like, if your middle Mersault is at 20 HP, right? And it's like, dang, you're not going to be alive for much longer. I don't really have much use for you. You send middle Mersault to lose a clash, and then Outis comes in with the 1-2 slash, right? Bang! It's clean cut through both of the enemies, or both the enemy and Mersault. So this is a good sacrifice tool. And I will imagine this will happen unintentionally at some point, you know? Especially with Ishmael. Ishmael will accidentally lose a clash, and she will be cooked. Filleted, even. So, and it's also this thing right here applies to both the enemy and the ally. So the ally is going to die, guaranteed. The enemy is going to get hurt a bunch because, regardless of the resistances. So ultimately, it's a very simple thing. Envy res every turn. Normal skill 3, when it does enough to pop time to unpack, which removes a seal. When you remove a seal, you know, bang, first seal removed. You do the same thing again, and you keep repeating that. Envy res plus skill 3, and then envy res plus skill 3. And eventually you'll get Leviathan, and Leviathan, you can just counter every turn and win. That's basically how, that's the middle. The middle is just you envy. You counter every turn. And that's basically the middle's gameplay. There's nuance there, of course, but like that's basically the middle. Except this one is, I think this is interesting because instead of Ricardo, where you would just counter every turn, so you know when you do the skill 3 to counter, you hopefully kill someone. And when you kill someone, you get more of the status effect that gives you total extermination. However, you can just pop this every turn without any nuance. You just use it over and over and over every turn. Use this every turn. Bang, bang. And there's no downsides besides the self-damage from how many coins, but that's only 5. Let's say you're double slotting, that's 5 plus 5, that's 10. 10 damage with a shield. I don't think this is gonna cause too many, like, oh no, I did 10 damage to myself, but I got 10 coins of damage on someone. Well, not 10 coins, but 2 5-coin skills. Like, yeah, I don't see that. Like, okay, the thing is, the attack in lose SP is, I think the SP gain isn't going to be positive with like attacking, right? Like, it's maybe like 3. No, if it's 3, that would be stupid. Maybe it's 2, right? 2, 1. 1 SP feels too low, and 3 SP feels stupid for a 5-coin skill because then you just get your SP refunded. Well, no. Okay, I think, okay, so what the deal is here, right, is you'll constantly lose SP on attack end. So you can't do it from that single clash, you have to do it on the next clash, right? So let's say you do 2 counters in a turn, you lose, I'm just gonna say this is 30 SP, you have 15 SP. Then, what you'll want to do is instead of doing the counter skills, you want to alternate to these skills, skill 2-2 or skill 3-2, right? And you'll do that, you'll gain your SP back up, and then you'll lose it again. You'll gain it back up, and then you'll lose it again. So doing the counter isn't like counter every turn, but still, I think these 2 skills are going to be egregiously powerful, even with the attack end. Like, it's, I think the SP loss is balanced, but like, right. You don't even need to win a clash is the thing, right? You'll lose SP, which I'm assuming for this one, I'm gonna say it's 3, right? You lose 15 SP, you finish the skill on the next turn, right? So let's say, okay, yeah. I'm gonna just act like it's single slot. This ID single slotted. You pop this. You lose 15 SP. Next turn. I mean, I'm going 15 SP because I feel like more would be crazy. But if you lost more, that might be too much, you know. This is all conjecture. But I'm just gonna say this is 15, because that's a pretty standard amount, right? Lose 15. Then, next turn, you're like, alright, I want to do another skill 3-2. So, you pop this, you lose 15 again. Now you're at, funnily enough, 15 SP, right? You win the clash. Now you're at 25. And then that would be 25 plus 3 for each of these. I'm gonna say 3 because 3 also makes sense. It could be 2. It could be 2 or 3. If it's 3, I feel like you get a refund, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say 2 because, you know, 25 plus, 2 times 5 is 10. You'll be at 35 SP by the end of the skill. Now you'll hit like maybe tails, heads, tails, tails, heads, or something. That's my luck. But I want to see the full kit of this when it comes out because this looks pretty good. She's going to constantly be needing SP though. Is a problem, right? Hmm. All right. I don't think I can make any more thoughts without seeing the ID in action, right? And seeing the actual numbers. Until then, this just looks like a really busted ID. Really crazily busted ID. And I can't wait to get it because oh my god. This is being able to pop this every turn is crazy. So I want to see how this interacts with everything. And also the fact that every attack makes you lose SP. Which I also want to say I think that might be interesting lore wise. I get the balance reason. But the the fact that it makes her lose SP every turn might have lore implications. Because I don't think he does that in the battle. I don't remember him doing that. The fact that there's lose SP, things on attack end is a very interesting thing. And that also, I mean, I think this is going to be a very interesting update story along with gameplay because, yeah, that's crazy. Okay, very crazy kit. Oh my god. Okay, I man, that was a lot. That was a lot. Thank you all for watching. I yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you all maybe in the railway. I think I'm gonna make a railway video. Bye bye.